Hey, 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 great day, everyone. How are you doing? I know it's Sunday. Many of you are surprised that y'all see me on a Sunday. But what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about this whole ideal of ending out or rounding out the fourth quarter, right? The fourth quarter is the last quarter of the year for business. But I want to say the fourth quarter, even in basketball, is when most people tune in. Even in football, the fourth quarter kind of determines, you can kind of tell, but anything could happen. Some of us may be thinking, well, I didn't hit my goal, so I can't do nothing. It's the fourth quarter. Or maybe you're saying, I'm waiting for the first quarter of 2021. I want to caution you in that today in our conversation here with me on this special Sunday session. I'm coming on live because I've been reviewing myself in my own business as I do every Sunday. But I was sitting here and I was thinking, how many people are sitting back thinking that they have to wait until after SARS COVID? How many are sitting here thinking that they have to wait till, the new moment comes up or next year comes up? Let's talk about a couple of things. And I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about you being able to build up the courage, the commitment, and you being able to convert. So, having conversations that are courageous, that allow you to commit to some things, and then being able to have it convert over to you having your best end of the year possible. Not because somebody else is doing the work, but because you yourself are doing the work from the inside out. I am Dr. Marrian Sister Efua of Exponential Existence. This is our special Sunday sessions. Yep, nope, I don't have the weeks confused. I want to thank all of you that are joining us. If you are listening and you're liking it, like and share, tell a friend about it, and bring us in. My focus is on assisting individuals to be able to work past the traumas, the fears, disappointments, and lack of knowing in order to have the life that is exponential, one that is full of expansion on all levels of your life. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more about that. Getting back to our conversation from earlier, like what does it mean to be committed? I talked about this and I used to do a talk that was called the 5 C's, right? I'm from Arizona. People are always like, oh, she's going to talk about all the cash crops that Arizona has to offer. But really, what I'm talking about is this idea of being able to be courageous, right? Committed and courageous. Committed means that you're just not making yourself aware of something, that you're actually committed to seeing whatever that is or having it or bringing it about or getting to where it is. That's what that commitment is, by any means necessary. Lisa Nichol has a book called No Matter What, I'm going to be there, just in spite of. We've heard of things like that, but so often when it comes to our personal selves as well as our businesses or our careers, we tend to not have that level of commitment. Now you might say, well, hold up, Marion. I do everything I'm supposed to do every day. I'm getting up, I'm going to work, I'm getting up, I'm going to the office, I'm calling clients, I'm handling business, I'm providing services. And that may be true, but are you really committed? Is that the thing that wakes you out of bed automatically, or do you still have to hit the snooze button 3 times? And not because you stayed up extra late, but because you were actually, you know, not motivated to do anything with that. That's the difference in commitment and just being interested in knowing more about it, or just kind of having something because it's there and it's an opportunity and it seems to work and it fits the need that I have. But as you start evolving and growing, as you start moving and you find your inner thoughts becoming so prevalent that it's no longer a priority for you to do that task anymore. So your commitment is not 100% because you're doing it out of obligation. Ooh, that's another word, right? We sometimes confuse it. It's okay. I was there too. And I still get tripped up sometimes. But obligation says, this is my word. I'm going to complete it because it's what I agreed to do. But I'm not committed to it. Like, I don't really, I mean, if the place closed down tomorrow, I wouldn't cry. I mean, if that's your attitude, or if they let me go, I'll know I can do what I want to do. Yeah, we'll come back to that later. That's a lack of commitment. Doesn't make it good, doesn't make it bad. It just means we're just walking through this journey of what we need to look at when it comes to our commitment levels of the things we want to accomplish. Yeah, we're in fourth quarter. But what does it really mean for you? How does it stand out for you? How do you look at it? What are you committed to in this fourth quarter? Are you committed to taking more time for yourself, reflecting, seeing how you can best use your knowledge, your information, your skills, your talents, and your abilities? Are you committed to bridging gaps in your business, in your personal life, in your health and wellness? Are you committed to that? Or are you just interested in looking at some options? There's a big difference. There's a big difference. So commitment is part of the process for you being able to make sure this fourth quarter is banging. Whatever it is, even if you don't have a business or a job, your fourth quarter of this year of 2020 should be representative of the things you want to happen in 2021, right? So this fourth quarter, you can make some decisions. You can commit to make some decisions. You can commit to recognize some additional resources. You can commit to the opportunities for you to take some time for some self-care. You can commit to bridging out and actually maybe implementing some knowledge or some skills or abilities that you have not been executing, because you get all these excuses. I got to wait for this, I got to wait for that, I got to wait for this, I got to wait for that. Okay? So that's the commitment part, and being courageous. Every time I say the word courageous, I'm a big child at heart, and I always think about the scene from the Wiz. And then the scene, Dorothy comes across the lion, and the lion starts singing the song. She's singing to him, trying to bring him back after having a really bad experience, right? And she starts singing him back. She said, "Be courageous. You're a lion." Right? In your own way, be a lion. And I always think about the courage of the lion. And so we have to think about that. Why are the lions, whether you watch The Wiz or The Wizard of Oz, the the lion was cowardly. Even though he knew what to do, he really wasn't afraid. It wasn't everything he was afraid of, but he had something that in the back of his mind he was afraid of. An incident, a shaming occurring that put this fear in him to even come forward and even be who he naturally is, which was a lion. So he made himself this statue that was hidden, right? And so that's what many of us are doing right now. We're looking at our fourth quarter, we're looking at 2020, and we have this fear that we're not going to be able to bounce back. Maybe there's a fear that maybe everybody's watching. If I step out, I'm going to make a mistake. There's a fear that if I use these resources now, I won't be able to recoup them back. And then I'll be, out in the middle of the lake with no paddle. So there's a fear that's in the back of our minds. There's a fear somewhere deep in our subconscious that keeps revving up and keeping us anchored and not exercising our courage. We're not exercising our courage. So the courage has to come from your desire, that decision and that commitment that you have, that no matter what, you're going after what you have, what you want. You believe it, you trust it, and you're pursuing. So you're going from this thought of it to actually doing some things to get there so that you can become in the same space, presence, or become that being. Absolutely positively. Now we're talking about communication. Communication is another area that in this fourth quarter, you got to communicate. We just talked about being courageous and identifying resources, being courageous in, seeking support, being courageous and letting people know you're around, that you're present, that you're in action, right? All of that is being courageous. So now we got to have conversations to back that up. We got to have conversations with more people that are committed and have made decisions to be committed and to be courageous. And they're going to build some conversations that are going to create some currency. I could throw that one in there too. These conversations shouldn't be things that are distracting you from where you want to be. And you got to know that you're committed to being this entity, this being moving forward, attracting or having whatever it is you want. And so you don't waver. So you don't waver, right? Being in those conversations with other people who are committed to take courageous action, right? To be able to create a currency and a flow of conversations and actions that bring about the results you want. Your fourth quarter is about action. This year is about getting organized, putting together systems, making sure you're doing everything synchronized the way it's supposed to be for your life to enhance. This is a 4-year. Isn't it right? I got 4 up, right? And the last one is conversion. How do you take those other things we talked about, that currency of conversation, the commitment? How do you take all that? How do you move all that into a conversion where you are affecting change? See, conversion works well when we do our sales, and you should be having conversions when you have conversations, yes. But I'm talking holistically in your 7 life cycles. How do you have a conversion? When you're in a relationship, what's the conversion rate in your relationship? Is there growth, expansion? Is there a coming together in your health and physical wellness? How does that conversion look in that area? In your finances, how does conversion look in that area? How does it look in your career, your business, or education? How does that work? How does it work spiritually in your spiritual life structure? When you look at those 7 life structures, you just begin to realize, how do I convert? Am I converting at a low percentage rate because I'm afraid to be vulnerable? Well, we should be able to eliminate that because we're working on being courageous. Am I not converting at high level rates in my finances because I'm afraid to invest money, to make money? I'm not into that. Is that the fear? Is there a fear about asking for the promotion because everybody else has been kind of this, it's a system that's always been in place. And so usually people who have not been here this long are not able to apply whatever that is in your brain. What's happening? I'm not going to take the advanced level course. I'm going to take the general course in my education because I've always been told I'm not that smart. Right? Or I have a challenge in understanding and reading. I'm not going to take time out to meditate, self-care, pray, match up my foods with my inner chakra, take some time out to get into nature and ground myself and get some vitamin D. I'm not going to do that. Like, how are you converting your life? You just choose to eat fast food. You choose to eat processed foods. You choose to eat high stress foods. In high stressful times, you're eating foods when you're stressed and rushed. You're not drinking enough water. If you fall in that category, then your conversion rate in your health and wellness is going to be challenged. Spiritually, if you're not doing the meditations and different things you need to do, then you're going to be challenged. No right or wrong, no judgment, no harm, no foul. We're walking through to see how we can end this 4th quarter with these 4 simple things. Committed, being courageous, having currency conversations, and being able to convert so that we can get the results we desire. Absolutely, positively, so it is. The enhancements of your life come directly from you, designed by the decisions that you make. It's not predicated upon what happened 10 seconds ago, 1 second ago. It's predicated what you choose to decide to do in this moment. My decision is to choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Action, absolutely. And we have to start implementing sooner. We have to start implementing sooner. Stop waiting. That's why the courageous part is so important. As I said, when I was sitting here looking through my finances and looking at my final projections for the end of the year, I was part of my mentors boot camp this weekend, and that was one thing people said, well, tell me why you work with why you've been with the mentor and da da da. You spent all that, and I said, because I went from, I'm telling you, I didn't 10x my stuff. What is that? I did like a 50%, no, almost 100% increase in less than a year, just utilizing the mentorships and the tools that were given to me. So of course I'm gonna be present. I'm gonna support. I'm gonna be implementing and sharing how I got those tools. I'm gonna share those with my family members too. It's not about what feels good in that moment. It's about what do you want to happen in that moment so that you can put a feeling behind it. When folks tell me, oh, I just want to do your money plan. I want you to mentor me to do the money plan because I want to become a 6-figure, 7-figure person too. And I say, that's not how it works. It's what you're willing to do. It's your level of commitment, courage, currency conversations, and conversions that's going to help you get to where you got to be. If you're always holding grudges, if you're judging people at face value, if you're not willing to stretch outside your comfort zone, you're going to be challenged. Yes, ma'am. So it is. Seriously. But it takes you to be committed. If I would have invested that money and then went to that program with my mentor and kept doing what I'm doing, and I just kind of was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go drink me some coffee. Not that I drink coffee anymore, but you get the point, right? Go get coffee. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, fix my makeup, talk to a friend, doing those mentor sessions because they were on video and initially they were group. And then we got our one-to-one time. What if I wasn't paying attention during the trainings? Or when he gave us a whisper into him training his team? It's about the commitment to make and be present into the things that you have prioritized as being important. If it's your finances, your spiritual growth and awareness and activation, if it is your physical health and wellness, is it your business, career, education, is it your finances, is it your relationships, is it your emotional mental stability and assuredness, you have to decide and prioritize within those categories. There may be sub levels, there are sub levels to each one of those, but you have to prioritize and commit to say and be courageous enough to know what you've committed to and stick to it. Absolutely, positively, so it is. So that's all I'm going to share with you on this wonderful day. I know I have been moving around. I invite you to like my YouTube channel. Find me on YouTube. You can also find me on Blog Talk Radio. You can come and like the pages. Go to exponentialexistence.com. I cannot click the button because I didn't grab the remote to get it to come across the screen. But look me up, exponentialexistence.com. Go ahead, join the mailing list. Let's have more conversations like this. Those of you that want to know what I do, again, I support people in being able to move past the trauma, the drama, the disappointments that they've experienced and revamp them into leveraging for them to have financial assurances and personal mastery. Because without personal mastery, you can have all the money in the world. You're going to lose it over and over again because you don't have the other parts of yourself together. Oh, yeah, you can have money. Trust me. All right. Thank you all for joining me. Share this out with a couple of friends. Go over to my website, and I'll see y'all again real soon.